Greetings from Toledo. I'm Dave Perdue, the trademark Wahoo. Right now, I'd like to talk with you about mistakes. Uh, I make mistakes. I don't know anybody that hasn't made a mistake. And I want to tell you about a trademark applicant whose attorney made a mistake. And the mistake had to do with preparing the application. Trademarks are uniquely identified with a product or service. The trademark in this case was Pitching Smart, compressed into one word. And the trademark was used by the applicant on a device that, well, it was a baseball and softball pitching training system for pitchers to improve pitching skills for accurate and intelligent placement of baseball and softballs in a strike zone. There was a problem, and the problem was that in preparing the application for registration of this mark, the application identified the services as entertainment in the nature of baseball games. Well, that wasn't what this was. Again, it was a training system. So the error was caught soon after the application was filed, and excuse me, the attorney submitted a voluntary amendment seeking to change the description of the services from entertainment in the nature of baseball games to a description of this product. And the amendment was not entered, and it wasn't entered because the new description of the product was outside of the scope of the original services identified in the application. I was talking to my son about this, and he said, "What's the big deal? They've paid the filing fee. Why can't they change it?" And I pointed out that, well, for one thing, when you file an application to register a trademark based on intent to use, you're actually establishing a time from which your rights will extend. And if you've misidentified the services and then seek to change the application to a totally different product or service, then you're messing things up for somebody that might come along and decide to adopt that trademark for something other than what was listed in the original application. So we have the application filed, we have a recognition that there was a mistake, and then we have an attempt to fix that, and that attempt was not successful. I think that would have been the right time to go ahead and spring for another $225 filing fee and file an application with the correct identification of this product. But that isn't what happened. The examining attorney went ahead and made a final refusal to register the mark on the grounds that it wasn't being registered for something identified in the original application. Then there was an appeal to the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board on several issues, including the issue, could the applicant change the identification of services, or was it precluded because of the original identification? And the board had no difficulty affirming the refusal to register on that ground. So what I take from that is just a reminder that you have to be very careful and thorough and come to a complete understanding of what product or service Mark will be used with, and get it right the first time. Another thing I take from it is that it's probably a good idea to acknowledge a mistake and go about fixing it the surest and most efficient way, which in this case was not trying to substitute a completely different product for the original services listed in the application. That's all I have right now, but remember, you'll do better in Toledo.